Today, I'm watching and breaking down the cinematic language of Assassin's Creed 2 debut trailer. This video was chosen by YOLO Alchemist. If you want to choose a video for me to react to, click that join button to become a member and check out my full playlist of cinematic breakdowns. 1486, Venice, Italy. Venezia. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. That looks fantastic. Oh, that's a good shot. That's my favorite shot so far, yeah. A lot of mystique here. So I really like there's a lot of mystery being built up here. If you look at some of these early shots, like this, for example, it says Venice, Italy, and it has that kind of digitized look. As we know, Assassin's Creed has some pretty interesting twists going on with the story, right? But this is awesome. This is actually right out of Venice. Pretty sure I've stood on that bridge in Italy. Looks super, super authentic. But I like with the lighting here, we have what seems to be like a festival and everything. It's giving a really nice kind of mysterious rim lighting to a lot of the buildings, the architecture. It's like just enough so you can kind of make out what's going on here in a really cool way. I'll move my camera a little bit in a really cool way. So that's been great. There we go. You guys can see me, right? I'm gonna move over a little bit. Okay, awesome. But yeah, it looks beautiful. I have this little bit of a light well coming into the screen here. It's giving this almost like a red mist to the image. As you can see amongst the fireworks and everything, it's giving some really nice contrast. In this case, harmonies, color harmonies with the opposing colors, red and blue. There's a gray to the background, almost like a canvas. It's so awesome. I love that. Yeah, this is the shot I wanted to talk about. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this like peering through the looking glass type shot, as we like to say. Most of the frame is negative space for the most part, right? You can see the kind of outline, a suggestion in this case, of wood, of walls, of a door being open and exposed a little bit. But because of that, and because we have this little bit of a dolly, this little bit of a track in, it's a mysterious shot, which feels like you are the one doing the spying, has a subjective feel to it. And a lot of that is because of the next shot right here. So because of that movement, it's really good. And I love how this person's obscured. You can just see their arm, and then they're going to come into this tiny little frame within a frame, so to speak. It's great composition. And they appear just like that. They kind of step into it. It's really, really awesome character reveal. I wouldn't be surprised if this were a film, if this was a central character. The way that they were revealed is really good. But it's actually the next shot which gives a fully subjective feel to it, because there's a little bit of movement in the camera if we look. Right? So it feels like somebody's watching and somebody's kind of taking it in. Very well done. Yeah, there's a little bit of kind of distortion in the sound and the ambient music. It's very good. There's still that red mist, ambient light. Awesome. There's a limitation to a lot of the shots that suggest someone's kind of looking and spying, like I said, kind of through the looking glass, which is really cool as the subjects pass in the foreground. Gives a feeling that you could be hiding amongst these people, which is really cool. And for that reason, the subject of this piece almost feels like it's the person behind the camera, kind of sneaking around. If you'll notice, the people are not, of course, looking at the camera. In this case, it's meant to be disembodied, but there's a second meaning there of that person sneaking around. And there's this character again with the red hair, so maybe they are important. Still people crossing in front of the foreground, so it's a really significant amount of that. He's not interested. Serious man. Awesome. Oh, here we go. Character intro of sorts. Amazing. Wow, disorienting. Wow, that was well done. Oh, no. Yep, he's done. Oh. Just right in the open. So that was awesome. Before we get into this kind of chase scene, I'm assuming, or some sort of fight, I love how they slowly build up the intensity of the sort of disorientation. They do this in a few ways with the camera and with the characters. The camera becomes more frantic and more confusing in its movement. It's got a strange use of the subject here. We're stuck to his back, like somebody's sneaking around, somebody's trying to get behind him, which is really nice. It's okay, Honeycut. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. But I love how now we actually go into their view, and it's just this, like, you get a quick image of this character. Just stoic in their, just a couple frames, man. And the shock on everybody's face. And now this is, of course, is the perspective of the kind of serious guard who was not seduced by the ladies and is not giving up his post, but it was not good enough here in this case. And I love that we actually play with the frame rate here. The shutter speed, there's a little bit of this bleed into each frame, which is really nice. And oh boy, that guy's done. What's interesting here is this teaches me something about the character. This character is someone who seems to be arrogant. Like, it seems like kind of very come and get me type demeanor, which is crazy for this scenario. He must be kind of cocky in that way. So I'm curious how this character is going to relate to the guy from the first Assassin's Creed. Seems like he's got a little bit more personality in that respect, a little more cockiness. Oh yeah, amazing. Oh. Oh. So really nice sequence here. We're keeping with the really tight kind of camera angles, moving in between subjects as if he's still a little bit obscured, which he is because of the shadows. There's a lot of cuts for the action, but it's not necessarily disorienting cuts. Like, for example, the reason it can get confusing. What's up, Weird Tangle? Yeah, it can get a little confusing if you're like changing angles where people are in respect to the composition. So in this case, we have the character on the left side of the frame, the assassin, right? So this isn't too disorienting because they remain on the left side of the screen, and their opponent remains on the right. See, we cut between 4 different shots in that last section, and it was followable because of that. So it's not too offensive in that sort of. You know, sometimes Hollywood gets a little crazy with the action cuts. Boom. You see that? A little bit of playfulness in this character. What was this? What is this little smile? A little smirk with the characters. Yeah, he's a little bit different than the other guy. I'm really interested in this characterization. All through action though, right? He didn't say anything. Wow, using the gondolas to escape. It's a great example of teaching us character through action. A little bit of a smirk as he does his mission. A little bit of playfulness in the escape, like it's a playground.
You have to stop him.
Okay, here we go. He's up in the tower.
To the entrance.
Great shot.
Don't let him see you. Wait for my command.
Don't let him see you, dude. You got loud armor. Oh boy. He's cocky, man. I'm telling you, he's just out there. How did he land? Like,
Bravo! Oh, what an impressive display. A pity you could not let your father live to see you.
oh,
As for your mother, once I've dealt with you, I promise I'll give her my full attention.
oh, does he have like a gun or something? He's like, yeah, I'm not walking over there. Ah, great shot. Very much underestimated him. Whoa, I really like that shot right there. That was so cool. Look at this one frame. It's actually one frame. Cool thing is that frame of the A actually forms the hood, which is fun. I never really knew that. Strictly limited. I don't know when this came out. Holiday 2009. What a throwback. This was fantastic. I really like the last sequence. Again, this character says nothing, doesn't even speak, but we know he's smart, he's cocky, but he's not stupid. And in this case, he's like, yeah, I'm clearly being like goaded to come over here. Why is this guy so cocky if he has no guards? I'm just going to blast him from over here and be safe about it. And it's funny because it was just this one section where he thought he had him, right? Like I said, he's cocky, but he's not stupid. When he tried to get him with this sort of, he tried to get him to bite. He's like, oh, I'm going to punish you like I punished your family or your father. And then he was just like, no, I'm not going to be taken in by this nonsense. It's the word father that makes him stop and then back up. How cool is that, right?
Once I've dealt with you, I promise I'll give her my full attention.
It's like he chose the wrong thing to say, man. And then he finishes it. Can we just talk about this beautiful shot here? Absolutely gorgeous shot in Venice. We have the birds flying over the dawn here. Of course, the sun has risen after that nighttime party. Time has passed, but it's good. It gives a little bit of variation, though it still has that kind of nice rim lighting that most of the piece has. And he got destroyed, but it teaches us so much. I actually like that the character does not speak, the assassin, because he doesn't need to, right? Why would he talk to his prey in this case? I really like the coloration in this too, which I don't think I touched on. A little bit I did. Yeah, I really like the lanterns here and how it just makes a really painterly image. This is when AC was at its finest, says chat. Yeah, do you guys agree on YouTube? I've heard this a lot, that Assassin's Creed, there was a time when it was just like operating on all cylinders. I've never played it myself, but I know some people who did, and they really enjoyed the one that took place in Italy, I think it was, and then the pirate one. It's a great shot too, yeah. But this is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And I think if I had to pick a favorite shot, I want to hear everybody's favorite shot, as I always ask. But in this case, man, it's got to be this one. Where'd it go? There it is. I mean, it's just such a great shot. It's got such a mood to it. There's a little bit of blue and gray blue in this wood, so it gives a beautiful coloration, beautiful color harmonies on the chromatic circle, like we said. And then, of course, you have this character over here. This reveal is very interesting. And again, if this were a film, this would be a central character, right? This would be a central character. So I think this is very significant in that way. It feels like the opening to a film. And I'd actually like to ask you guys if this character is a character in the game who like means something, because it's a really awesome introduction. Cassandra, let me read up on chat here as we talk about it. So nice to be here this week. A game called Reverse 99 had a collab this week. This week? They even went as far to make complete new gameplay. Are you serious? That's really fun. Weird Tangle. Sounds amazing. This was early on in the good era, says Akaria. It was the first game of the Ezio trilogy. Oh, there's an Ezio trilogy? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Back then, they really cared about details. I even heard they traveled to all the locations to make photos and such. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there was one shot right here in the establishment. I think it was actually the first shot of Venice. Yeah, that is just iconic imagery of Venice. If you ever had the pleasure of visiting, it's like another world, man. It's so cool. Good old AC, says Nanad. The courtesans, they use distractions. Oh, so it's a character, but it's not like a main character that's named necessarily. Okay, that's really fun. But I really enjoyed this one. Big shout out to YOLO Alchemist who chose this video for us to watch, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me know your favorite shot, and make sure to sub if you're watching on YouTube after the fact. This was awesome. This was a really fun one. So I hope you enjoyed it.